Assalamu alaikum, welcome to 9 p.m. English News Edition. The headline: برمجة inauguration of solar power plant and Djibouti telecom base station in As'ila. International news: digital gen, the French parliament definitely adopted the flavor tax. That was the headline, and now welcome to the national news. A memorable day for the population of As'ila in the Kuba sector, with the official inauguration yesterday of two basic infrastructure, a solar power plant and a base station to supply energy to the interpopulation of this remote village in the Dikil United region, which will now have access to telephone network and new communication technologies. The ceremony was presided over by the Prime Minister and head of the government, Mr. Abdulkader Kamil Mohammed, accompanied by about 10 ministers, including the Minister of Energy, Mr. Yunus Ali Gedi, the Minister of Communication, Mr. Adwan Abdullahi Bahdon. The event, so awaited by the population, was attended by the Minister of Interior, Mr. Mumin Ahmed Sheikh, Minister from the Dikil region, who supported the organization of ceremony, Mr. Mohammed Abdulkader Musa Hilim and Musa Ahmed, as well as Deputy Minister Mr. Abdul Karim Aden and Minister of Education Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud. The Prime Minister and his delegation took a growth pace that atmosphere and enjoy was populated and visited the stand set up of the farmer of Gobate. Then the Prime Minister and entire head of government invited the plaque of the Djibouti telecom relay antenna and solar power plant that will supply the city of As'ila. The solar power plant of As'ila has a capacity of 152 kilowatts of electrical energy. Already more than 300 households are supplied by paying a fee of 20 francs per kilowatt. The city consumes only 1/3 of the power produced. The supplies will be used to provide electricity for telecommunication service, drilling, and will post agriculture and livestock. The Minister of Energy specified that the electrification of village in the area will be increased with access to energy in each rural household in accordance with the rural electrification policy initiated by the President of the Republic, His Excellency Muhammad Ghali. For its part, during the inauguration of the Djibouti telecom relay antenna, Mr. Adwan Abdullahi Bahdon, the Minister of Communication, announced that this is the third operational site in rural area at the national level. The Minister of Communication and the Minister of Energy addressed the audience this morning at the inauguration ceremony of the solar power plant and relay antenna in Djibouti Telecom, which will have a tangible positive impact on living conditions in many areas. The Prime Minister, head of government Abdulkader Kamil Mohammed, first thanked the population for the warm welcome and appreciation of the multi-community dance performance and demonstration of the Quetta, the solar power plant of Asela has a capacity of more than 115 kilowatts. Already 300 homes are powered, and eventually the number of homes will be doubled. After the local authority member of the government addressed the audience, the Minister of Communication, Mr. Radwan Abdullahi Bahdon, say he was honored to participate in the official launch of the Djibouti Telecom relay antenna. Now that ASELA is covered by this antenna, which will be extended in the long term, he highlighted the Djibouti Telecom's effort in promoting mobile network in order to support the digital development policy of the territory. Mr. Yunis Eligay, the Minister of Energy, said that the integration of the third solar power plant in rural area at the national level was the result of collaboration between the Minister of Energy, the Prime Minister, and the Minister of Energy, the National Investment Program, and Vision 2035. Furthermore, Evansi power plant will be made available to the rural population in the future, and it added. After the official intervention, the Prime Minister and his delegation visited the Burmese After the official intervention, the Prime Minister and his delegation visited the premise of the two infrastructure that will enable a significant improvement in the living condition of the entire population of Asela. The surrounding communities, still in the presence of Minister of Communication, Djibouti Telecom technician, gave a detailed explanation to Prime Minister on the capability of the relay antenna covering the entire village of Asela and surrounding area. They also indicated that other sites are planned to extend and complete coverage throughout the residential area in the southwestern part of the United Region of Asela. The solar power plant of Asela has a high capacity with a power of 115 kilowatts, which largely cover the needs of the population of Asela, and is Asela estimated at more than 2,500 inhabitants. Access to electricity is already effective for part. Already 300 households in shop are connected to the network. The surplus will provide electricity for basic development infrastructure, well as telecommunication service and boreholes to improve access to the water. After they visited, the Prime Minister, his delegation were invited to the lunch in the garden to the village of Asela department to a young entrepreneur from Gobate in Homi Aloita. The Minister of Health, Mr. Mohammed Wassamaduri, traveled to Cairo from 10 to 11 July 2019 as part of a working visit with WHO Eastern Mediterranean Regional Office. The delegation accompanied the Minister was composed of the Secretary General Dr. Saleh Bonaita Turab and the Technical Advisor Mr. Yusuf Gedi Guri. During his mission, the Minister of Health and his delegation has had the opportunity to meet with WHO Regional Director for the Emro region, Dr. Ahmed Emrari, and senior official of the Emro office to exchange and discuss a priority for development of our health system. Indeed, the Minister of Health, Mr. Mohammed Warsamaduri, pleaded for the strengthening of technical support to meet the country health development challenge. The Minister also commended the good collaboration between WHO and the Republic of Djibouti to the progress made toward achievement the goals of universal health coverage. As part of the sport activity of the Paris World Game in the day of 10/7 2019, following the victory of the Haiti team, which faced each other in the morning at AM. The Shark won a second victory around the afternoon at 4 p.m. from 5-0 by the Mauritius team. The team of hope of the FDF of Djibouti has exposed a real game in a day in the end of the pool. Shark are qualifying for the quarterfinal of the International Biting Tournament. All game with 3 match winning to 20 goals scored and a goal conceded by the difference of 19 goals. The Blue Shark ran first in Group C. It is necessary to actively seek the name Nimam Mohammed Idris, born 99, in Jaburi student in Terminal class at High School of Hodden 4, a resident Abelbela Presley Hayabli. The nickname has not been reviewed by her parents since June 13, 2019, the day she participated in the baccalaureate exam. In case a person see or recognize this girl or game across a lead of or information concerning her, please contact the Balbala police station in Holden Presley at 21 36 21 17 or 21 36 24 39 or her parents number 18564 483 and 19. And now moving on to the international news. The French Parliament adopted Tuesday by a final vote of the Senate the introduction of tax on GABA, making France one of the first countries to impose a tax on digital giants. The GABA tax refers to an acronym for Google, Apple, Facebook, Amazon. Digital tax is endorsed by the opposition-controlled Amber House, paving the way to Eurozone, second largest power to electorally tax integrating giant by 3% on much of the digital sale in France related to advertising websites and to real sale of private data. Still on international news, in Syria, a raid attributed to the regime and its Russian ally have once again hit a medical facility in the northwest of the country, killing civilians. Popping strongly was condemned by UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. The particularly evicted the Idlib region, which remain in the hand of the jihadists of Hayat. That's it for tonight. Thanks for watching and have a good night.